Well, traditionally around this time of year, of course, we have the Jets Richard Davis Awards, and that has been the case again this year at Cheltenham. And I've got three, well, I think you could describe them as familiar faces, perhaps in different guises now, from the extreme right across, George Chaloner, Faye McManoman and Sophia Upton. And Faye, I wanted to come to you first of all, just if you can, to start off by telling us a little bit more about what you've been involved in the last year or so, and Jets and the Richard Davis Awards.
Well, Jets have just been absolutely fantastic. Basically, I'm an apprentice jockey to Nigel Tinkler, and it's all about, you know, not knowing what's around the corner. You know, you've got to be realistic. It can be quite a short career, and I'm quite interested in the media training, so I've done quite a few with Jets, and I've been to Jackberry House and whatnot, and I'd be interested in that as a second career. So
well, here you go then. There you go.
But no, I find it really interesting. I think it'd be a great opportunity. They give you so much opportunity in front of a camera, which people get quite nervous and shy about, but I thrive off it, and I think they've really helped me do that. So.
And I guess the key to it, more than anything, is to plan ahead if you possibly can. So thinking perhaps 2 or 3 steps ahead in your career, rather than waiting until you've got to do something, if you see what I mean.
Exactly. Yeah. Like I said, you don't know what's around the corner, so it's best to just plan ahead, be realistic, and try and find something else you enjoy. You know, it's not the be-all and end-all if your career ends as a jockey. So it's fantastic that they're so supportive, and I'm very privileged to win this award. So.
And Sophie, these Richard Davis Awards, which came through tragedy, have done so much for so many people over the years.
Absolutely. We, as jockeys, it's the best time of your life, and for somebody to take the ultimate prize, it's tragic, as you say. So it's good to keep his name in memory in doing these awards. And as Faye said, you know, it's very important to think about your future. I retired when I was 32, which can be quite late for a jockey. You know, some people are retiring once they lose their claim, 25, 26. So it's important to think of your future, because you've got many, many working years ahead of you.
And you've had to reinvent your career. You started out in the last couple of years as an official starter. How's that going, and are you enjoying the role?
I'd like to think it's going very well. I started as a sessional part-time, and as of January I've been stepped up to 3/4 time, which is 160 days a year. Obviously I've brought up a family in between being a jockey to now.
Was that hard? Sort of being away from racing and then getting back into it? I mean, for example, was the Jet support essential in that?
Yeah, it was, yeah, because as a lot of mums will identify, when you become a mum, you're no longer your own person. You become your husband's wife, or you become Richard's and Patrick's mum. You lose your identity slightly. Best times of my life, don't get me wrong. I would never regret having family when I had family. But to get back into a business that done me so well as a jockey, and which I enjoy and love so much, is just fantastic to do again.
And how are you finding the starting procedures now compared to when you were riding, say?
I think the starting procedures work very well. Obviously, I didn't intervene with the starters at all as a jockey.
No,
I
I'm
was
sure
a
you
very good
didn't.
girl.
No jockeys do.
But they work very well. And I think being a jockey works well with the jockeys now, because they respect that you've been in their position and you respect what their job is. So it works all round, really. And no, I think the starting procedures work very, very well.
And George, to bring you in, you're embarking on a new career now. Just how important has Jets been in that for you?
It's been absolutely brilliant. You know, I had a great career when I was riding, and you know, unfortunately for me, it was cut short. And without the support of the Jets, I wouldn't have been able to write my CV or the training to get the job I'm in now.
And because your career was cut short through injury, I guess at that stage you hadn't really had time to plan ahead or even think about what was coming next.
No, I hadn't. And you know, we're all meant to think, you know, we need to plan ahead. I was always focused on riding. I never really thought about my second career until I'd had my accident. And like I say, with the support of Jets that led me on the right track, I got very low, and you know, onwards and upwards, and I'm in a happy place now, and I've got a great job.
Yeah, you're enjoying the new role, clearly.
I am, yeah. It's very different, but the lads respect I've got a job to do, and vice versa.
And do you think, having been an ex-jockey, you can command a little bit more respect on that score as well?
I think so. Like the lads understand that I have a role to do, and they can see that I can understand it from their point of view as well.
Yeah, because, all right, you had to quit sooner than you wanted to, but it's not as though you're 20 or 30 years removed from what's going on now.
Exactly, and you know, I know a lot of the lads. I've grown up with a lot of the lads, and you know, I can still see them on a regular basis at the racecourse.
Listen, it's great to speak to all three of you this afternoon. Congratulations, and onwards and upwards in your careers.
Thank you very much. Thank you.